Hello, guys. How are ya? It is I, Becca Lori Hector, here, and I don't know, I am here on. So I'm trying out being Becca, maybe. Being Becca live. I think that's what I'm going to roll with right now because it doesn't uh, make me commit to a location. And because I'm teaching this semester, which you guys know, I'm teaching, blah, blah, I go right into class from live stream. And so it's a lot easier for me to be here in the office, and it's already getting fall chilly outside, and so not really wanting to be out there and have to drag the computer out there necessarily. So yeah, I think I'm going to try out being back alive. Let me know what you think about that. We'll see. In any case, it's still going to be the same old that we've been doing every gosh darn week. Hi everyone, Joe, Stevie, Nancy, Morgan, Bill, how are ya? Welcome everybody. Good to see you guys here this week. I am, as you might hear in my voice, a little bit tired. I've got some crap going on in my life, which I've been talking to you guys about for some weeks, back to back here. Thanks, Evie. I like it too. So that's kind of what I've been kind of talking to you guys about, because I feel like there are lessons in the live of it, right? Like there's stuff that I'm learning about myself and kind of where I'm at in life as I'm going through these situations. And there's also things and reminders and places where I use the tools that I've been teaching you guys, that I use them myself. And I want to take the opportunity not only to show you guys that I use them, but also to show you the places and times and whatnot in your life that you can be using them too. So I've kind of been using it for that. Hey, Karen. For that as well. And so I'm hoping that's all working. We seem to be liking it. We like meeting up once a week and chit-chatting like this. And I certainly do, because the rest of the time I'm in my own little bubble world and guessing and hoping and trying to put really appropriate and I think helpful content out into the world. So whatever, that's where I'm at. But yes, I'm very tired because I've been talking to you guys about this crazy transition thing that I'm going through, and how I'm allotting my time, how I'm allotting my spoons, right? And kind of going through that. So in essence, let me give you a little bit of an update first, and let you know where we're at with the food truck. So food truck update, brah, here we are, food truck update. We are in the painting phase. We got a quote for like the vinyl stickers on the outside. We can't quite afford to wrap the entire truck, so we're just getting some little spot vinyls. And because that's the way we're going, we have to paint the awful mustard yellow that it is into one of our colors. And so we're gone with our orange. And so Sammy has a fresh coat of orange on one side. She is still yellow in other places. And we had this really fun, cool idea for the back of the truck. So the back of the truck, of course, has a door that you go in to the truck from, but then of course it's got all that surrounding space that right now is painted that awful mustard yellow. And so we decided we're going to leave the mustard yellow and we're going to cover the back in stickers. We're going to have everybody who comes, they can put whatever sticker they want, and we'll cover the yellow with stickers. And I think that'll be a lot of fun and sort of unique and a way for people to participate with us and have some fun. So that's kind of where we're at with the food truck. Internally, all of our equipment came, right? We had a little bit of an incident last week, a little bit of emergency last week with Antonio. He had a bit of a tool injury. He took a grinder to the face. It was unpleasant. He lost his 2 front teeth, but he did manage to get the shelf out that he was working on inside the food truck. And so when the refrigerator arrived, the refrigerator went into place with a little bit of extra effort here and there. So I'm trying not to lose my patience with the food truck project, which seems to be full of challenges and full of unanticipated, right? All of those things. The reason we keep the building flexible thing, right? I've been having a lot of that, a lot of needing to adjust and be flexible and not get frustrated, throw my hands in the air and want to set the truck on fire, which it feels like I want to do a lot of the time. Sometimes because things like Antonio getting hurt and it's not easy. We live 45 minutes from an emergency room, so we have to do all the real immediate emergency stuff ourselves up here, and that's okay. I'm really pretty good in emergencies, but then it's exhausting, and of course there's all the worrying. And then this was the first time we were having to deal with like an ER during COVID, right? And I had all the 45 minutes driving down about what it was going to be like at the hospital. Was torturous because how creative our brains get when they're in anxiety zone, right? And how I just imagined they'd take him in, they'd separate us. I wouldn't know what was going on. I'd have to, like that kind of thing. Wasn't like that at all. I was excited, and we got, actually, compared to New York, we got really quick treatment here in Colorado. And we were home that night together, but it was really scary and unpleasant. But those are the kinds of things that the universe likes to throw in your path to give you challenges, right? It's not getting where you want to be because it's a goal is not supposed to be easy, right? And I know that, Antonio knows that. We've been struggling with that ourselves. And then, of course, like 2 days after we had to go to the ER, you guys, I had a dentist appointment, and we all have heard and seen how much Becca loves the dentist. And I just recently found out about sedation dentistry, in which case they give us medication, right, to go to the dentist with. And it just kind of makes you loopy, and you forget, you like kind of aren't really aware of your surroundings. And so it eliminates that trauma response that I have about going to the dentist. Well, this time around, because they were just supposed to be putting in like permanent teeth, and it wasn't supposed to be so painful, and it was supposed to be really fast, supposed to, and none of those things were true. So I had, on Friday, I had a lovely re-traumatizing experience at the dentist, and didn't end up getting any of the work really done, ended up in like full meltdown, panic attack situation. It was unpleasant. And so that was my week last week. And so no wonder here I sit on Tuesday, fucking exhausted. I am so tired, you guys. And it's the kind of tired. And here's what I thought about while I was going through all of this. I had some thoughts about a piece to write, because there were moments during since we finished Unit 3 that you guys gave me the kind of feedback that one only gets once in one's lifetime. And in thinking about that, I was thinking about a piece that I could write about what success feels like, right, when you achieve it. Because I feel like what I'm feeling around the course is what success is supposed to feel like. I'm sorry that I am having like ADHD, like bendy thoughts, but I wanted to share all of this with you, because can you believe in like the 6 or 7 days that it's been since I've chatted with you last, all of this crap has happened, right? All of these big giant shitstorms have been dropped in my path, and I have had to meet the challenge and stay in alignment, right? And all the things that I lecture you guys about, and take care of myself first and manage the crises, and all of the things that I am challenged to do in my own life that I challenge you guys to do. And I used all of the tools that I teach. I think I employed just about every single one of tools that I knew to get through last week. And that's kind of how I'm feeling this week is like, all right, I have to do some adjusting still. Some stuff is happening. I'm still in a transition. And here's the thing, because I'm so close to the end of it and I've been in it for a certain amount of time, I am that much more exhausted, right? So I've been in low spoon zones now for a couple of weeks, which is really starting to be uncomfortable for me. It's making me, and here's the word I want to share with you, because it is a word that has haunted me my entire life. It's making me cranky. Okay. And I know that's a child word. I know it goes along with the word tantrum. And I know we throw it out at autistic kids all the time, but I don't know what else to call it. I don't have any other word for it. Right. I once saw a shirt that said, this is so ridiculous. If you see this shirt anywhere, you guys, please send me the link, or if you know who made it or whatever, please, I would love to find it again. It said, please don't poke the Aspie, essentially, is what it said. That was the ring of the joke. And I know we don't talk about Asperger's anymore that way. And so the t-shirt is sort of defunct, but that idea, like don't poke. That's what I want. A shirt. I want a tattoo that just says, don't poke. Don't poke the autistic today. Because I'm in that low spoon zone and I've been there for a hot bit. And I'd really like some relief. But I know before relief happens, there's going to be a whole lot more challenges. There's going to be a little bit more of low spoon zone, and then everything will start to settle out. But it doesn't make the going through it feel any better, right? It's about monitoring those things and doing your best in them. And along those lines, I've been there are things in my life, which of course we know when we get into low spoon zone, some things fall to the wayside, right? Stuff kind of drops to the side. And for me, that has been house hygiene. I don't know what else to call it. I haven't been keeping up on cleaning the house. I've been barely maintaining with dishes and laundry so that I don't feel like an entirely defunct adult, because those are the things that make me feel like I've got my shit together. That's when I feel like I can face the day. It's when the dishes get done and when the house doesn't feel like it's attacking me all the time. And currently it's feeling a little bit attacky. Because I just don't have the spoons to clean the house right now. It's, I have the spoons to do one of three things right now: either self-care, which is the basic eating, sleeping, showering, doing the dishes, laundry, that kind of stuff, and then spoons for the little bit of autism stuff that I'm going to be hanging on to as I transition into the food truck stuff, right? And that I'm doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we're doing the food truck Thursday, Friday, Saturday, which means I have made Sunday a do nothing day ever. Like, it's in my calendar as never schedule anything is what it says. Actually, word for word in my calendar, it says never schedule anything on Sundays, because that is going to be my one day off. And so I don't want to have to be anywhere on Sundays ever. Right? It's going to be really hard. And being able to kind of maintain that stuff, being able to keep that new schedule, which is going to be interesting, right? It's been interesting. So far, it's looked a lot like I have at least one day of that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday that's just overloaded with crap. And that's just how it's going to be. Some days of the week are harder than others, and that's just the way that it's going to be. And I think for me, it's going to be easier if it's one day a week that I have a lot more to do and I just stay focused than if I try and kind of spread it out too much across the 3 days, because I'm going to need some time during that time to do computer stuff and whatnot. So anyway, that's the kind of stuff I've been now having to do. I'm down to the nitty gritty of spoon management right now. I am down to like this half a spoon here, I can't waste it. This quarter of a spoon over here, yeah, that person can't have it. And that kind of stuff. I'm down to that kind of spoon management, because that's what it takes to get through these challenges without ending up in your own red zone or like in a shutdown or, God forbid, a burnout when you go through a transition. And so I'm trying to maintain, but I want you to know that it's a struggle, that I'm struggling, that anytime you go through one of these transitions, you too will struggle. And that it's sort of, what are the things, what are your must-haves in your, out of your spoons, and what are those things for you? And then what are the things that you really need to put aside and you really need to let go, right? You need to just kind of let go of it all. And so what I'm hoping is that some of this makes sense to you guys, even though it's kind of rampant random thoughts all over the place. I hope it all kind of comes together in my telling, in that all of the things that I am preparing you for as we go through the course, all of the little lessons that I give you here and any other free resources that I do, right, are all about how to keep ourselves out of that red zone, how to create a life that's sustainable for us, that we can maintain. That doesn't mean that there aren't going to be challenge times and that there aren't going to be times when you want to make changes that are for the better long term, but they're hard in the moment, right? It's because of that little trick that I keep telling you guys, which is when you have goals and dreams, you don't want to design them around your current life. You want to design your current life around those goals and dreams, right? And so that's what I'm in the midst of doing. And that transition is uncomfortable. Ooh. Another tool that I get to share with you guys, of course, is getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. And I've been uncomfortable for the last few weeks. I've been crankier as it goes. I've been kind of going into that. And so I've also had to start thinking about my seasonal depression. I don't know if you guys remember last year. I don't remember where exactly I talked about it, but I know I talked about it last year, about coming out of the seasonal depression in the spring and what that feels like, and how this time around on this calendar year, as I got into my seasonal depression, my goal was to be to lighten my load and stuff like that, right? And lighten my load a little bit like that, and kind of not load in too much to the months where I know I have seasonal depression, because it's a struggle, right? That's my struggle time of year. And so here I am sitting in September going through this transition and crazy low spoon zone, knowing that my seasonal depression is going to start creeping in too. And so I'm having to make some really important choices in my life about spoons, where to spend them, what I need in the immediate, and in the immediate future, and what I'm looking to in the long term. So like long term, we'd love for the food truck to be our successful thing, but short term, I need some of the income that I'm still making from doing the autism stuff. And I don't want to give up on all of my autism stuff. I love this stuff. I love what I'm doing with you guys right now, and the course and those things. I will never let those things go, right? But I'm having to look around for where else can I lighten my load? What are some other things that I can do to lighten them? Some of them are little things like knowing that the grocery store is probably not a good choice for me right now, right? And sending Antonio because he can handle it a little bit better. Plus, he doesn't have a day like I have today with a whole bunch of stuff scheduled. So having to ask for that help and let go of not being part of that part of the household stuff, right? I'll probably have to ask him to take over some of the cleaning that I usually do too, because my schedule is kind of a little crazy, right? And his job right now is the food truck. And so if he's not working on it right at that moment, he's got to help out with that other stuff. And we're in this crazy balancing act in hopes of it settling out a little bit as I take on, the new projects that I've been working on are coming in and the older projects are going out by newsstand, right? And kind of really digging with it, but I'm down to the nitty gritty, and I am now in Crankville. I am now living in Crankyville. I am easily poked right now. Please don't poke me. At all of those things. If I had a warning sign, a personal warning sign for myself, I'd be wearing it right now for everybody else, right? I'm in that place, and I know I am. And there's a difference about being in that place and knowing you're in that place, and facing it and dealing with it and going, yeah, I own it. You know what? I blew up on you over that stupid thing that I normally wouldn't have, but I'm just so right now. I'm just, go ahead and test me, dare you, kind of thing. And that's how I'm feeling right now. And so I just know I have to keep my head down. I have to stay focused, right? I have to stay in alignment. And what I've been doing is picturing that bowling alley that I talk about in the course that we decided was a great description, a great way to talk about boundaries, right? Because I'm feeling like this, I have to make sure more than any other time that my boundaries are strong and in place, and I am keeping them in place. So I've been doing a lot of head down, imagining my head as the bowling ball, which I don't know how good that is, but imagining my head as the bowling ball, kind of wanting to send it down the lane directly towards my goal, which are those pins, right? And needing those bumpers up, knowing that I'll never get my head down there or the ball down there if I don't have those guards up. And those guards are my boundaries. And so I have to be really keenly aware of people stepping on them or crossing over them or not keeping them intact, because in this sort of weakened state, it's easy for us to want to people please and just say yes to people so they go away. And I can't fall into that. I have to make sure I'm saying no, right, to all the right things so that I can stay in my lane, my bowling lane. Another way to use it, stay in my bowling lane, right? And just get myself to the goal. And when I get there, I can look around and kind of assess damage. But right now, I just have to get there. And so that's where I'm at, you guys. That's what I wanted to share with you, is that I'm feeling discombobulated. I'm feeling transition-y. I'm feeling cranky. But things are still happening in a good way, right? They're still progressing in a positive way. There's been little hangups, lots of stuff here and there that I could get myself caught up on, but the goal is to keep moving forward, right? This thing happened. How do I readjust, right? Well, that thing happened to Antonio, and on the way home, we were so mad that it interrupted what we were doing. And how could this happen? We're working so hard. How could the universe let this happen, right? This horrible thing. And then I had to look at it and go, wait, this thing happened, but it could have been so much worse, right? We're a week out and he's almost entirely healed except for his missing teeth, right? He could have gone right across the throat. It could have gone anywhere. He could have blinded him. It could have done any number of things, and it didn't. It ended up being a mostly cosmetic, although awful injury, right? And so there was gratitude in there. I had to find the gratitude in those moments, right? So I did that. I did that, right? I mean, I don't know if you guys are hearing as I'm talking to you all the lessons that I'm saying that I did, right? Staying in alignment, keeping up my boundaries, right? Making sure I'm doing my spoon management down to the nitty gritty, saying no to all the right things and saying yes to the things that are in alignment with myself, right? All of those things, keeping an attitude of gratitude, even though we hate that, right? But really, they're the things that pull you through the deepest and darkest times, or all of those tools, employing them in any which way that you need, including practicing the pulse, which I've been needing to use a lot more lately. So I've been just kind of doing it. I've been doing it. I've been living the course so that you guys know that it works, because otherwise I wouldn't have the energy to be sitting here right now with you guys. I wouldn't have the spoons to share this stuff with you guys. I wouldn't have the words, the English right now happening, and a way to share it with you guys, and a way to articulate it to you guys, because I know past me would already be depleted and past cranky right now. And so I know it's working, right? But it doesn't make it easier. It just makes it realistic. It makes it handleable, right? It makes it something I know I can pass through in a healthy way now, that I didn't used to pass through in any kind of healthy way. And I have to honor my tired. I have to honor my cranky. I have to eat some special stuff if I want to that makes me feel good. I have to look for ways to do extra self-care. That's the stuff that's on deck for taking care of myself. And that means kind of simplifying, eliminating some things, all of the stuff that I teach you guys, all of that things that I do to create the balance, right? I've been on it. I've been on top of it, right? Doing the things that I know I need. But still tired. It's just, that's the way that it is. It just is that. And you have to pass through it. If you succumb to the tired, if you succumb to the fear, if you aren't brave in the face of it all, right? Brave and afraid at the same time, as Brene says. If you're not doing that stuff, then you're really not living. You're just, barely surviving. And I don't want that anymore. I don't choose to accept that as it anymore. So that's it. That's my 20 minutes of bleh. I just kind of info dumped, not really info dumped on you guys. I just kind of vented at you guys for about 20 minutes, but I hope it was an important 20 minutes. I hope it was 20 minutes of me teaching by example instead of me just talking, right? So that you know that even 8 years out, I'm still doing the same kind of work. It just starting to look a little different, and it's certainly getting easier, right? It's getting to be more habitual for me to rely on these tools that I've created for myself. And so I want you to see that that's possible. So I'm going to take a look really quickly in chat, make sure I didn't really miss too much. It didn't look like it was crazy. Cranky, grumpy, good. I like those, both of those words. Choose your word. I don't know. Cranky always, even the sound of the word makes me feel, it feels exactly like the sharpness of it feels exactly how I feel. And so there's something about that word that appeals to me. Oh, Bill, thank you so much. You don't have to do that for me. But actually, Bill has just offered. So here's a great thing. Great. Can I teach? I'm going to share and use it, Bill, before I go. So Bill and I have an appointment this afternoon. We're supposed to be doing our Unit 3 call. And I am, as always, looking forward to those little highlights on my schedule, like meeting with Bill, like meeting with you guys, and hearing the positive feedback, and also hearing your growth and hearing your successes along with your failures, and all of that just being a part of your journey usually recharges me so much. But I'm so depleted that I should probably take Bill up on his offer, right? And reschedule with him on a day that I have a little bit of a lighter load, or I'm feeling a little less cranky, right? I know I'd be doing him a service because he'll get better quality time with me instead of me just kind of pushing myself through. So Bill, I will take you up on that. Thank you for being here during live stream. As soon as I hang up, I will send you an email and we can reschedule, because there will be lighter days in my schedule coming up. And so I appreciate that. Thank you. And so there you go, you guys. There's an example, right? Here's someone who is supportive of my journey, right? Who knows the walk I'm walking, right? And who's walking it with me in his own way, and goes, hang on, here's an opportunity that I can offer help in a way that's also in alignment with how I want to live my life, right? How great is that? And that's why we choose each other. And that's why I'm so specific when you guys ask me how to find your bubble people and how to search for your friendships. And I keep telling you that it's with the people who are on a journey or on the same journey that you are, right? And they're walking it with you, and to use each other. That's it right there. I have goosebumps right now, because that's it, right? If Bill and I weren't on this same journey together, and we weren't kind of thinking about our spoons in the same way, and doing lightening the load for the people around us when we see that we can, right? All of those things, he wouldn't have seen this opportunity to say, hey, can I help you out back? It sounds like life's a little tough. I don't mind delaying our conversation a little bit till you are feeling up to it, right? And that is an amazing, that is friendship, right? That is a healthy relationship with someone. That is the kind of friendship that we should be seeking. So thank you, Bill, for the real-time lesson, for the for me taking my ego out of it. And even though I'm right here live saying, yeah, I need that help right now, Bill, thank you. I need to lighten my load. That means I can take a little bit longer for lunch, right? That's awesome for me. So thank you. Thank you guys for being here. Know you can do stuff like that for your bubble people in your life all the time, right? But I always say, do it just for your bubble people because they deserve to be there, right? And you guys are part of my bubble, right? We have a relationship together and a shared notion and an idea that we're sharing a journey towards our goals. And even though our goals are all different, we're choosing a way to get there that feels right for us and feels in alignment with who we want to be. And because of that, I can always look to you guys for when I'm struggling. And same here, that I'm here, right? Because this is the important part of it all. And before I go any further, before I take up any more time, and before I start to cry talking about it, because that was really actually quite beautiful, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for giving me this space to even have a group of people who are willing to listen to me for 25 minutes about how difficult it can sometimes be as an autistic adult, that it's not always easy, and that we have our struggles. They just come in different packages. So thank you for taking the time to watch me today. For that, I am grateful. I am grateful to have had the spoons to share this time with you today. And I'm grateful to you guys for getting it, for getting it enough that Bill would right here live offer to help in that way. You guys are getting it. And there's nothing else I want out of anything. I just want everyone to just get it and have their lives feel a little bit lighter and feel a lot more like their own. So that's it for me today. I'm Becca Laurie Hector. Thank you guys so much for spending some of your time and spoons with me today. I am hyper aware of them, especially myself. So I love you guys. Thank you for sharing this space with me. And I will see you guys next Tuesday. I might attempt a gratitude 15 minutes on Sunday because I'm feeling a lot like I need it. And so why not share it, I think. So that's probably coming out too. It won't have a fancy name. I'll probably announce it like in little small spaces. So if it's something that you're interested in, sharing that gratitude Sunday moment with me, maybe like a light 15 minutes at most, just taking time to be grateful for small things on Sunday. If you want to do that, make sure you subscribe, because if you subscribe to my channel, you'll get a notification that I'm doing it, or follow me on social media. I might post it there. Or I might just keep it to our little group. I'm not sure yet. I might want to test it out just with us, but let's see. We'll see how it floats. We'll see how I'm feeling. Bill, I will send you an email shortly. Thank you guys so much for being here. I love you more than I can even express through my camera. So just know that I'm sending you guys all kinds of love bug energy, and I hope you feel it, and I hope it goes with you for the rest of your day. Have a good one, you guys. I'll see you next week. Bye.